Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Lucklight Plays. We're continuing our run-through of Lagrange Point, and here we are in Rita left. Why? Why did she leave? Why? It didn't even say why. Why did she leave? That makes no sense. Game. What are you doing, game? Why did you... whatever. Did she just vanish? Anyway, last episode we went back to the Orange camp. Wow, that really flustered me. It was very confusing. Now I'm one person down. Well, anyway. Yeah, we went to the Orange camp and got some information from Dr. Kumi, who apparently can tell us like what we're good at and strengths and stuff. And I can't care anymore. So we're already having issues. That's kind of useful. And then we headed over here to Vesta-2 to find a very useful item. And then one of my people went missing for no reason. And it's very bothersome, and I'm very worried now. Anyway, we're trying to clean this place out when it comes to items and stuff, so... see how well we do. Now I will say that I do kind of have a map up so that we don't get too lost, and looking at the structure of this place, very good reason. Very good thing I did, because it is pretty much a maze. Like, you can, if you look at the map, like if I could show you the map I would, if you look at it clear enough, you can see that there's just one path you have to follow, and that's it. And a lot of it doesn't deviate so much that it's annoying, but if you choose the wrong path, it could confuse you quite a bit. So, for making sure that doesn't happen, I guess is the best way to describe that. It really bothers me that I just lost a character, as you have heard me say numerous times. Sorry. It kind of throws me off my rhythm really fast when you suddenly lose a character for no reason. You didn't even tell me. Yeah. Alright, yeah, sorry, you've seen it. You watched too. Unless you skipped to 3 minutes in on the video, and I don't understand why you did that, but... You gotta give me something. You gotta give me something here. More information. More than just, she left. Like, it could mean anything. She could have disappeared. She could have, you know, her suit ruptured, so she said, I won't go on. But no, it's just she left. She got bored. She's like, I'm sick of this. Vesta-2 is a boring place. I'm gonna just leave. Calorie. Just what I always wanted. 2,000 calories. I know it's kind of wasting the items, but gotta keep that inventory. Alright, so what we need to do is we need to head all the way to the left. I hope I don't have to walk all the way out, too. Or float, whatever you want to call it. Because that would be rather annoying. Especially because I feel like this whole disappearing act is not the first time it's going to happen. Maybe I should have somebody look at the actual Japanese, see if it tells me more. Yeah, it doesn't help that the enemies seem to be picking up when it comes to the encounter ratio. I think the most disappointing part is it took kind of my best character. I mean, outside of the main character, Gene. Obviously, he's supposed to keep that spot, but... although not always. I have played a couple RPGs where the main character was significantly lower skilled than the other team. The other members of the team, rather. Maybe because I'm bad at those games, or not. There's a PS1 game called Legend of Legaia, which was kind of a fun mixture of an RPG and a fighting game, where it's an RPG, but you enter commands like it was a fighting game, and depending on what you enter, like, you know, up, down, left, you know, you'll do special attacks and stuff. But there's a second one on the PS2 called Legaia 2 Dual Saga, and that game, Legaia 2, all of my characters were better than my main character. And I don't know why. Like, if I had a friend of mine at the time who, I don't really speak to him anymore. I don't know what happened to him, but this was like in high school, that high school era. I was playing that game and I never really beat it. I got pretty far, but I never really beat it. But all my characters were better than my main character, and I told them about it. I was like, it's a really weird game. All my characters are better than my main character, and he's like, you just played it wrong. He never played the game, not a minute of the game, but because it kind of breaks all logic of RPGs, he was like, no, you ruined it, you broke the game. You're just that bad. And I'm like, shut up. I can't say any other real games that I'm really like that. Eventually you get characters that are much better than your main character, but they eventually kind of even out. Like crutch characters. Astra left. Again, no words, just... I'm out of here. You can kind of hear me fume a little bit. Because this is aggravating me. I'm just stuck with these two. I'm glad I still have enough battery pack to last them. Because now I need to use their battery packs more. It's not a, you know, stretched out. And it's going to become even more troublesome when I run into the enemies that spawn more. So, I just have to be more careful. I feel like I'm going to hit this one more time and be alone. I really don't understand this gimmick. But anyway. Yeah, that seems to be the only game, Legaia 2. The only real game that I had my characters better than my main character. I mean, like I said, there are games where one character will start off better than the main character. Like, say, Final Fantasy X with Auron. Auron's way better than Titus. Although you could probably say that he's always like that. But eventually Titus gets better. Potentially stronger. Early games kind of do that. 7 pretty much Cloud stays the strongest with that entire game. Not really 4, not really 5. Not 3. None of the Dragon Warriors. Yeah, I mean, it happens rarely. But when it does, it's kind of obvious that that character's not gonna either not going to stick around for too long, or some vile is going to happen to it, or eventually your character will just get as good. Oh, Phantasy Star 4. You could probably count that one, because you start off at level 1 with your weirdo guy character Chaz, because that's a fun name too, Chaz. And you know, you have Alice, who's like a few levels higher, and just ungodly brutalizes the enemy because in storyline she's just a better hunter than he is. But eventually he kind of evens out with her, and then, well, let's just say something happens that makes them on a more even level, to the point where he outshadows her. I think that's the best way to say it, without ruining the game. Maybe I'll play it. That game is kinda has the makings of a good run-through on this channel. Maybe I'll play it eventually. Problem is, I would not want to start with Phantasy Star 4. Because to start with Phantasy Star 4, you'd kind of have to understand what happened in 2, and to a lesser extent 3. Maybe the story of 3. Or the general gist of 3. I would at least have to do 2. I may be able to get away with not playing 1. Maybe I could just describe what happens in 1. And its significance in 4, but 2, I would have to play 2. And 2, Phantasy Star 2 is a brutal, brutal game. The dungeons are very confusing. The grinding that you have to do is intense. You have to do a lot of grinding to get anywhere with the money enough to buy stuff. And even when you do that, even when you're, you know, high level, all your equipment's ready to go, the game is still difficult. I had a very tough time. Me and a friend of mine, we actually did a, I wouldn't call it a playthrough, because it's not on a channel or anything, but we did, like, we played it together. And the only thing missing was the camera, and it usually would involve, we both had our DS's, and we were playing games on the side as we traded, we took turns grinding. And, you know, there would be points where we would take turns grinding, and then there would be points where, usually how we did it was I would hand him the controller, and he would go through the dungeon as I mapped it out for him. Meaning, I took a map off of, you know, whatever website, the Video Game Atlas, good website, you know, downloaded the map, opened it up in MS Paint, drew lines, mapped it up, mapped ourselves out, and it felt like the only way I could really get through it in one piece. Which made me wonder, it makes you wonder how people got through it. And we would ask that to each other maybe 3 or 4 times a play, like a night that we'd play it. Just, how did people play this back in the day? How did people get through this? Because the dungeons were not intuitive. They didn't even have stairwells that went, you know, were obvious upstairs and downstairs. They were actually kinda, I don't know, I would say, kind of convoluted. I'm also very lost right now, just so you know. So I hope the end is soon. Okay, good. Alright, so if I go down, I'm probably going to hit an area I don't need to be at. Yeah, dead end. And there goes Chris. Again, doesn't tell me why they left. At least I'm knowing the right way. rough. So I'm alone. It's me versus Super Punch Man. Oh, more are coming. At least the enemies are backing off. I don't draw too much attention, I guess. Should be almost done, so let's just keep going. Yeah, look. I'm not saving here. Alright, so on the next episode we will head into this happy sounding room and hopefully find that item we were looking for. How I'm going to get out of here is beyond me without any characters. Again, still don't know why they left. I'd like to find that out at some point. Maybe I could do some research, maybe I can ask a friend who knows Japanese. Maybe he can help me out, but I don't know. But we're gonna find out something, maybe, on the next episode. So I hope you join me for that. My name is Lucklight, thank you for watching, and have a good one.